everyone, and welcome to my podcast, Raw in Wonderland. Grab your cup of coffee or tea if you insist, and join me on a magical journey today as we visit a little girl with a big heart. Yes, we're diving into Frances Hodgson Burnett's timeless story, A Little Princess. But don't worry, this isn't a stuffy book review. Oh no, it isn't. We're talking about resilience, kindness, imagination, and why pretending to be a princess can actually save your sanity. So, are you ready? Let's step through the pages. Picture this. It's the late 19th century. Foggy London streets, horse-drawn carriages, and a fancy girls' school run by a woman who seems to have mistaken lemon juice for kindness. In walks Sara Crewe, our girl, with her big green eyes, long curls, and more kindness in her little finger than Miss Minchin has in her entire body. Sara's story begins with wealth. Her father, Captain Crewe, is a rich man from India who dotes on his daughter. But one day, poof! The money disappears, and so does her father. Sara goes from being treated like a princess to scrubbing floors as a servant in the same school where she was once a star pupil. And yet, despite her fall from grace, she holds on to something magical, her imagination. Because, let's be honest here, if life turns into a mess, you need a bit of magic to keep going. And now, let's look at the characters in the book and the psychology behind them. First one is Sara Crewe, the resilient dreamer. Sara is the ultimate resilient character. She practices something that modern psychology calls cognitive reframing, which is just a fancy way of saying she changes how she sees the world. When she's cold and hungry, she imagines she's a princess enduring hardships with grace. Instead of crumbling under pressure, she creates an inner world where she remains strong. And Miss Minchin, the antagonist with the sour heart. Oh, Miss Minchin, every story needs a villain, right? She represents what happens when people let bitterness and resentment take over their lives. Psychologically, Miss Minchin is stuck in scarcity mindset. She believes kindness and success are limited resources. So she hoards power and belittles others to feel superior. And the third character, Becky, the loyal friend. Becky, the school servant girl, is Sara's closest friend when times get tough. Becky represents the importance of connection and empathy. In psychological terms, this touches on attachment theory. Humans need relationships to survive difficult times, and Sara and Becky, they form a bond that gets them through the darkest days. Now, let's talk about what we can learn from Sara Crewe and apply to our own lives. Here are some key takeaways. First one, resilience is a superpower. Life will throw curveballs, you'll lose things, face hardships, and sometimes feel like the universe is Miss Minchin yelling at you. But like Sara, you can choose how to respond. Imagination, gratitude, and self-belief are tools to get you through. The second key, kindness costs nothing but means everything. Even when Sara has nothing, she chooses kindness. Psychologically, practicing kindness boosts your own well-being. It releases oxytocin, the love hormone, and makes you feel connected to others. So, let's all be a little more like Sara and sprinkle kindness everywhere. The third key, your inner world shapes your outer world. Sara teaches us that your mindset can change your reality. This idea ties into cognitive behavioral therapy, which is suggesting that Our thoughts influence our feelings and actions. Sara chooses to see herself as a princess even in the worst circumstances, and that mindset transforms her experience. And so, the story of a little princess reminds us that true wealth is found in our character, our kindness, and our imagination. Life may take away our fancy dresses, but it can't take away who we are inside. Thank you for joining me today in Ra in Wonderland. I hope this episode brought you warmth, wisdom, and a sprinkle of magic. If you enjoyed this, please share it with a friend who might need a reminder to adjust their crown. And remember, you're always a princess or a prince in your own story, even when you're doing dishes or battling laundry monsters. Until next time, stay whimsical, stay kind, and keep imagining. Bye, guys!